yesterday's news.
Hello and welcome to Old News, the programme and podcast which looks at news stories of the day through the papers of yesterday. Well, it's Christmas. It is almost Christmas, isn't it? What else could we look at? Christmas, of course, in the papers. Yes, it's featured, well, for as long as Christmas has been around and papers have been around, I dare say. I'll take you back to 1897 to start, which seems a reasonable way back. In the Manx Sun, December the 25th, Christmas Day itself. Christmas, Christmas, reads the advert. Thomas W. Cooley, pork butcher of 93 Strand Street. I'm trying to think where 93 is. Wishes to all his numerous customers the compliments of the season and begs to thank them and the public generally for past favours and hopes to receive a continuance of their patronage. What wonderful wording. A quantity of porkers, country-fed, guaranteed, prawns and tomato sausages, tomato with an E, interestingly, a speciality, sausage meat for turkey stuffing made to order, pork pies all sizes, home-cured hams and bacon. Whether you go out on Christmas Day and get one or not, I don't know. The Ramsey Courier, Friday, December the 22nd, just before Christmas, 1911. Christmas shopping, tradesman's display. There is no period of the year at which shopping has the same fascination as at Christmastide. There is no time when the tradesman display possesses a greater attraction. At no period do the shop windows appeal more alluringly to the young and old. At no season of the year do the tradesmen put forth such well-meant efforts to make their displays effective, both inside and outside their establishments, as during the festive period of Yuletide. In the face of all these united efforts, the person who cannot enjoy, admire and appreciate the manifold Christmas displays of Ramsey tradesmen must be a misanthrope, sadly in need of a doctor, and in the words of the oracle, he ought to make something for it. Wonderful writing. Without doubt, the general effect of the tradesmen's displays is up to the average and in many respects superior, in spite of many drawbacks attendant upon a perceptible stagnation in trade and industry, which never fails to have a depressing influence directly or indirectly. In order to keep up the time-worn but ever-welcome Christmastide, there is nevertheless always a great temptation to spend money at the festive season, whether it's for stocking the table with the various comestibles which go to make up a well-ordered Yuletide board, or in purchasing any of the endless articles which are offered for sale as presents to send to friends, at home and abroad. Whether it be the butcher or baker, the fruiterer, poulterer or confectioner, the stationer, jeweller, draper, milliner, clothier, bootmaker, the same tempting, fascinating and alluring display is observable when looking at the really artistic style and effective design, which the shopkeepers' windows are bedecked and beautified with the laudable effort of appealing to the eye as well as to the purse. Christmas cheer is succulent and appetizing enough to appeal to the tastes of the most pronounced sybarite. Presents are multitudinous, extensive and peculiar, ranging from a mouse to an elephant, with the always inseparable and welcome Father Christmas and fat stocking full to overflowing with good things for the young who have first and foremost to be ministered to at this festive season, in conjunction with the poor, whose behests happily are never forgotten or overlooked. Well, we'd like to think so. What fantastic writing. You don't get that sort of writing in the Courier these days, do you? Ramsey Courier of 1911. Interesting, isn't it? Well over 100 years ago, they're talking about trade being depressed around about Christmas time. Exactly as we've been hearing in the news just in the last week or so. Let's turn to the Mona's Herald, Wednesday, December 22nd, 1920. Round the shops, where to do your Christmas shopping. Some names here, some gone, some still with us, I think. Mr. T.H. Cowan's premises in Duke Street and Wellington's, replete with articles of feminine attire. That was Tossie Cowan's, wasn't it? Of the finest material and workmanship. Messrs. Sale and Kelly, Victoria Street, have just concluded their annual sale. That's very early, isn't it? December the 22nd. And have now on show the very latest models and ranges of materials and are offering them at prices which compel attention. Mr. W.H. Brew, successor to Mr. W.G. Qualtrough, Strand Street, has long established a reputation for providing the best of material at a moderate price. Mr. T. Cooley, Windsor Road, is offering this season, in addition to high-class ranges of provisions, choice selections of old matured whiskies, rare old port and other wines, dessert and cooking, fruits, choice teases and Manx and Burton ales in prime condition. That was Cooley's, yes, on Windsor Road. I seem to recall that vaguely when I was very young. I might be making that up. Mr. H. Ward's establishment, Drumgold Street, is one of the oldest business houses in the town, and it's always held the reputation of purveying only the very best of groceries. Mr. Herbert Barron, Duke Street, has new and high-class stock, and it pays a person to keep in touch with this progressive firm. Messrs. C. Dibbenson of Market Hill and their many branches, Dibs, have always a large selection of commodities of the finest quality which they dispose of at the lowest possible price. Goods of the best quality obtainable can always be purchased too at the Manx cooperative stores in Duke Street and its branches. So the Duke Street Co-op has been there for 105 years, it would seem, at least, maybe longer. Their groceries bear the noted CWS brand and can be relied upon to be manufactured and marketed under the most up-to-date and hygienic methods. In addition to that, by trading with this firm, one can always look forward to the probable dividend, which will assure a holiday at the back end. Those are the days. Your divvy stamps would get you a holiday. We should bring them back, shouldn't we? Ramsey Courier, Friday, December the 23rd, Christmas Eve's Eve, 1921. Christmas fruit, we're told. For choice Christmas fruit, try Cowley Brothers, Marketplace. A choice variety of apples, russet, Newton Pippin, Baldwin Spy. Anyone remember that variety? Baldwin Spy. I wonder if it's out there at St. John's. Oranges, Valencias, Jaffas, Jamaicas, mandarins, or mandarines as it says here. Also good supply. Dates, figs, nuts, grapes, tomatoes, mistletoe, holly, plants, Horner's cream. Now then, what was Horner's cream? Does anyone know? If you do, let me know, because I don't. Horner's cream. Howard Kane with an E at manxradio.com. If you can tell me what Horner's cream is, and if you can, I'll give you a Manx Radio mug. No cheating. The Examiner, Friday, December the 31st, New Year's Eve, 1926. Oceans of joy at Christmastide, we're told. All jokes go free at Christmas, even old ones. Certainly a judicious concoction of old jokes, and new is ever welcome and ever necessary, an adjunct to Christmas festivity as the Christmas turkey or the Christmas plum pudding. Oceans of Joy, the capital entertainment presented at the Gaiety Theatre during Christmastide, is old in this sense that it is the same show with which Derby Castle struck a new path of popularity 3 seasons ago. Manx people used to see Oceans of Joy and its successors, Oceans of Notions, and the Laugh Mixture time and time again during the summer, and never found it to pall. And this week they have given Mr. George Norton and his companions as cordial a welcome as they would accord any old friends home at Christmas. The show is substantially the same as when it was first staged in Douglas, but it has been revised and enlarged and given a few appropriate Christmas touches. George Norton is the same old George. Fred Manson is as versatile as ever. Lynn Wright plays the heavy swell and sings an occasional sentimental song in rich, manly voice in the way that is so pleasantly familiar. Peggy McIntosh is full of bright, alluring vitality and is equally successful as singer of tuneful melodies, wearer of fetching costumes, and leader of the corps de ballet. And in Vivian and Val de Lis, one rejoices in a delightful soprano and a deep, thrilling basso. Molly Burton, Coleman Irving, Ruby Leslie, Maud Oxford, what a great name, and the chorus make up a very talented company of adult entertainers. I don't think it was adult entertainment, though. I don't think. But it would never do to forget the children. No, quite. And the 12 pom-poms are the most engaging little mites imaginable. Their childish voices and their childish dance movements and actions are irresistible. And the most mirthful feature of any pantomime or other Christmas entertainment is the sound of little children in the audience laughing. They don't understand half of the jokes they hear, bless them, and one would not always wish them to. Some things never change. But they continuously emit silvery pearls of mirth, which it warms the heart to hear. Those were the days. The Times, Sunday, November the 20th, 1954. Castletown Christmas shopping scheme. Traders in Castletown have set in operation a plan to woo more pounds, shillings and pence from local customers. Behind a scheme organised by the Chamber of Trade is the idea to try and persuade people in the south to do their Christmas shopping in Castletown. It seems that scheme is still continuing 75 odd years later. The bait to be put before the customers will be prizes for these customers who are brainy enough to spot hidden objects and to estimate the quality or number of certain objects placed in the shops. Although only a third of the traders of the town are in the new Chamber of Trade, officials feel that once the scheme gets underway, it will last from December the 1st to December the 23rd. More traders will join the Chamber and so swell the value of the scheme. Both the Secretary, Mr Ben Ridge, and the Chairman of the Chamber, Mr W Clegg, have had a worrying time during the past few weeks, for several original schemes have had to be scrapped owing to the fact that they were running foul of the law. Local details of the new scheme will be announced in the next few days. Behind the scenes, traders themselves are feeling worried at the severe drop in trade in the town. Instead of being reasonably full, the tills of the shops are practically empty. Does that sound depressingly familiar? 1954. Over 60 years ago, the tills were empty in Castletown, and I think we've been hearing not much has changed in the last 60-odd years. Finally, I'll leave with the Isle of Man Daily Times, Tuesday, November the 24th, 1959. Christmas shopping suggestion. Christmas shoppers should not overlook the fact that an extremely wide and choice range of Christmas presents is now being shown at Webbs, the fancy goods retailers, the Villa Marina Arcade, Douglas. Went for many a year, Webbs. It will certainly pay discriminating ladies to sidetrack their usual shopping haunts for once in a while and find out what is being offered at Webbs. They will be amazed and delighted at the value prices. Take the young fellas and let them have a session with the model railways. I like the sound of that. Railways and ladies' fashion. Some things never change, although the writing, my word, I did like the writing in the early 1900s. It was so expansive and rich, and words you would never see in the papers these days, mostly because a lot of people wouldn't understand them anymore. Great stuff. A very Merry Christmas in any case, and thanks for listening to Old News Through the Year. We will be continuing, of course, with more old news. It gets older, just as we all do, in 2026. Have a lovely time. It is all old news, just like Christmas itself. Cheerio. You're gonna be yesterday's news.